put in here?
Corn, beans, and squash.
Corn, beans, and squash.
Join the ride.
There you go. Awesome, that's good. You got it, pull it.
Oh, my arm's gonna, my arm is gonna come off.
Whoa, that's some heavy stuff. Always get a good tire. We got a bad tire on this cart. Got it? Lift.
I'm lifting.
There you go. One more. All right, ready?
Yep. Pour it in.
All right, that's the first. What we want to do is spread it out. What we're doing here is we filled up our bin and now Samuel's leveling everything out. I've told him we need it to look like a full cup of coffee or maybe a bowl of cereal. What do you think, Sam? Smooth?
Yeah, it's very smooth. We want it to look like a Three Sisters garden.
Yep. All right, so here's what we're after with our Three Sisters garden. Our raised bin. Basically, this bin is half of, it's hog wire, and we split it in half, made a hoop, lined it with anti-weed fabric, professional grade, not that black weave stuff, but this is more like, what would you call it? More like fiberglass. This is what it looks like. It's like fiberglass. And so we lined our bin with that, and we filled it up with potting soil. And so, corn needs very high fertile soil. It'll deplete this quickly. All this. Go inside. Where's that tape measure? You want to see where we're at?
Yeah.
We need to be kind of.
Looks a bit bigger than the other one.
Yeah, well, we haven't patted it down. Let's see. What do we got? That's about right. Pull it out a little more. We need about 18 inches.
It's about 21.
That's good. We soak the seeds because out in nature is pretty rough out there. And seeds, our Creator has made the seeds so that they can survive winters and freezes and getting eaten by animals and still make it to the next spring where they can sprout. So they're real hard. They've got a real tough armor shell. And so they're dried up. And so we're going to soak them to try to give them a head start. Go ahead and put all of them in there. We'll take the best ones.
Like macaroni. It actually does look like macaroni.
And so soaking them, we've got some hot water there. Soaking them helps them to plump up and soften up, and it breaks down that hard outer shell. We're going to soak them for about 8 hours, I guess. Usually you can soak them overnight, but we don't have that kind of time. We want to plant them today. So that's what we're doing, soaking our corn seeds. All right, we got 10 seeds. We're going to plant more than we need so we can thin them later. And I'm going to put a little 1-inch hole. I'm going to put in a 5-star pattern. Now that didn't work well, did it? Right about there, right about there. Let's move this hole over a bit. We want it to be pretty. All right, so what I want you to do is drop 2 seeds in each hole.
Oh, okay.
You got it. You got enough there. Pick some
This
good
is
seeds though.
exactly
Get ones that look good. So here's how we're going to plant our Three Sisters garden. We've just put our corn in. We've put them in about an 18-inch radius in a 5-point star pattern. And then we're going to come back and add the beans once these get to be about 6 to 10 inches tall. When they're about this tall, we'll come back and we'll plant beans right outside of those corn stalks. And the idea is that the beans will grow up the corn stalk and the corn stalks will provide support. Once that's done, we'll come back and out on the outer edge here, we're going to plant our squash seeds. And you can see there on the screen that they'll be spaced evenly around. And we're going to have a nice Three Sisters garden after that. We're hopeful that this will work. This is an experiment, but hey, you got to try some things, right?
For a second, I saw a rainbow there
Yeah.
in the water. Oh. Yeah, I see it.
Covenant reminder. Well, what did we finish?
Our Three Sisters garden.
The Three Sisters garden is, at least part 2 of our series is done. We've planted our corn, we've made our mounds, and now we have to wait for the corn to grow 6 to 10 inches high. We soaked our corn, we put it in the, we soaked our corn, and we didn't do overnight, but we soaked our corn for about 8 hours, and well, now it's just waiting. It was a lot of work, huh? Yeah? Think it's gonna turn out well?
Yeah.
Me too. High five.